Right.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Just like their face just lights up and they get it. And that's the coolest part.
You know, to talk about affordability and economics, is that I look at it this way. It's 6 days a week offered,
right.
the Little Ninjas classes. And if you look at it, it's about $6 a day.
Most definitely.
And you look at it, you're like, okay, that I can afford.
Yeah,
but if you tell them what the chunk of change is, it's different.
Right.
But you have to remember that they're socializing, they're learning a life skill,
Man.
they're getting exercise. And a lot of schools, they don't have PE programs. They've actually pulled a PE program. So at least they're getting 30 minutes of exercise, which you're supposed to have, 30 minutes daily, that some kids aren't seeing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I get, well, my kid plays Wii or they play video games. The interaction is so imperative for children within other children and adults that they don't get from a video game.
Right.
So to have the interaction at USA Karate is amazing, and I've seen a difference in a lot of the kids. And there are other locations, so it's not just Bartlett, but there are several other locations that you guys have.
Definitely. You know, we actually have our school is the Bartlett School on Bartlett Boulevard, of course. We also have a Cordova location, which is at Germantown Road and Bonnie Lane. Mr. Dale's a great instructor. He's always out there. He's a really cool guy, a good friend of mine. And then we also have one in Germantown, which is at Germantown and Dexter. And Mr. Crenshaw is you know, he started it all. He's the main guy.
Right.
He's a really cool guy, and it's a really great school. It's a really great program for anybody of any age. You know, I started personally when I was 12 years old, and it's changed my life. And that's why I believe in it so much. You know, if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't be here right now.
That's true. That's true. But you also, not only do you have all these locations, but you also go into the school and do demonstrations.
Yep, that's always fun.
So not only do they do birthday parties and have all these locations, but also doing demonstrations in the school. And do they get to, what do they do, and what do you do for the demonstration?
Well, what's really cool is, you know, there's a couple ways that we can get into the schools. First of all, if you're a student of mine, you know, I give my students opportunities all the time to have your teacher invite me into your class, so I can tell all of your class. Like, for example, this month, you know, Red Ribbon Week, the big government-sponsored Say No to Drugs campaign is the last week of October. So what we're doing is I give all my kids, you know, a flyer to take to their teachers, and if the teacher wants us to come into their school and give a presentation on why drugs are bad, how our choices affect our future and affect our life, you know, I'll come to the school. And what's really cool is, you know, 15, 20 minutes later, after spending that amount of time with, you know, 30 kids, they're amped, man, and they love it. And what's really cool is we give them a little card that we call a quote-unquote worksheet.
Right.
And we just talk about, you know how different choices affect us, and if you know. The drugs themselves, you know, don't hurt us. I personally, the way it works, and I'll kind of give you a brief description. I take a couple bags that have, you know, I take a bag of oregano, which, you know, substitutes, you know, marijuana.
Oh, right, okay.
I take a bag of sugar, which represents cocaine.
Right.
Empty carton of cigarettes, and a bag of vitamins, which, you know, is the relative to pills, right?
Oh, okay, right.
So and what I do is I keep them in my gi, and I'm walking around and I'm talking about, you know, some people are going to come to you this week, guys, and they're going to talk to you about, and I'll take a bag out and I'll show it to them, how things like this caused them to lose their job, and lose their career, they lost all their money, they lost everything. And now they have nothing, they have no family, they have no friends, because this thing right here in the bag that I'm pointing to ruined their lives. And I'll take that bag and I'll drop it on the floor. And I do that a couple times with all the other bags. And then I'll just take a step back and I'll look at the kids and I'll go, now guys, I have a question for you real fast. All of these bags have been sitting on this floor, all these dangerous materials have been right in front of you, literally a foot in front of you. And have you lost your job? Have you lost your family? Have you lost your clothes? And of course the kids say, no sir, no.
Right.
And the reason is because they're not dangerous when they're just sitting on the floor.
Right.
It's when you make a choice to touch those things.
That's right.
That's when your life goes to a different path. And that's what kids have to understand, man. You know, we try to scare kids so much, and it's not that we have to scare them, it's just that we have to make them understand that they have so many choices and so many different paths to make their lives great. And, you know, every single kid I ask, who wants to graduate college, or who wants to graduate high school, everybody raises their hand.
Right.
Who wants to go to a 4-year college and get a degree, everybody raises their hand.
Right.
Who wants to get a great job, make lots of money, take care of mom and dad, everybody kind of raises their hand.
Take care of mom and dad, what?
Exactly. But the most important part is that they just understand that they have a choice, and that, you know, there are other people there that aren't barking orders and trying to, you know, stand over them and tell them what to do.
Right.
But there are people there that can help them understand how to make their way through life. It's not a scary way.
That's right. That's true. And it's very powerful that you would put it that way, because it is a lot of scare tactics. Don't touch it.
Exactly.
Well, why?
Exactly.
You know?
And I'm all about the why, man. I hate when someone tells me to do something. I'll go, okay, that's cool. I got it. I'll do it.
Right.
But just tell me why first.
Exactly. Well, kind of like what I do in my business.
Exactly.
Like, I tell people to eat, but I can't tell them. I have to tell them why.
Exactly.
Why should you eat your vegetables?
For real?
And,
Exactly.
you know, it's great because Trinity's favorite vegetable is spinach. So
Really?
we'll have,
I
like,
love
spinach salad.
That's awesome.
And she'll have have like these spinach pita sandwiches, and
Yep.
she loves them.
That's awesome.
And I'll cut up a little bit of, the meat or whatever and put
Right.
it inside, and she's like, I love them, they're my favorite food.
She's
Because
a
I
cool
was
kid.
trying to, because I was trying to think of something besides pizza.
Right,
And of course,
exactly.
that's my downfall. I'm like, pizza?
Oh,
No problem,
pizza
right?
holic, man, like a Ninja Turtle.
Right. That's funny. So not only talk about focus and then the locations. I mean, it's just amazing that you have the programs, but they have things. USA Karate has things like this all the time throughout the year. Just focus on, not say no to drugs, and then this is a great time for Halloween,
Most definitely.
especially. And then at Christmas, do you do? And you have birthday parties, but then you have at Christmas or the other certain holidays. You have other programs around the year.
Well, we do. We have to let everyone know at this point that this is I stay so busy at my job,
Right.
and it's never. I was thinking about this on the drive over, to work yesterday. A lot of people wake up and they think, I gotta go to work. I gotta leave Anytime you gotta leave your house, it's a big deal.
You're right.
Anytime you gotta wake yourself up, get out of bed and leave your house, it's a huge deal. Okay.
Right.
So, but I don't think of it as work. It's like every day's an adventure. Every day is what can I do to get the most people involved in the thing that I love. And what's really cool is, like you brought up Halloween a second ago, and I'm telling everybody, I give my kids several opportunities to get, just spread the word, man. Just spread the word. And like we have these little Halloween cards. And the Halloween cards, first of all, I give everybody a gift. I give everybody 2 weeks free to come in and just try karate out, see if they like it.
Oh, cool.
But on the back of the card, and this is the coolest part, moms and dads, we're taking our kids trick-or-treating, on Saturday the 30th. And, over the years, it used to not be a big deal, but, gradually over years, it's got to be a scary deal, man. People,
Right.
check your candy, don't trick-or-treat at certain houses, don't do this.
We used to give out apples,
Yeah, see, there you go.
like little food.
Yeah,
Can't do that
exactly.
anymore.
But what we have on the back of the cards is we have 10 Halloween trick-or-treating safety tips. And we give these out to all the schools in our area. So every child in an elementary school gets a card that tells them how to be safe while they're trick-or-treating. And that just sends it home to mom and dad. And maybe, mom and dad know all these things, and that's great. But once again, I'm just your backup, man.
Right.
And maybe there's
Right.
something on that card that you haven't thought of. And that's it, man. A high five. There you go. Party on. And that's
Right.
all I want. But yeah, Thanksgiving comes around and Christmas come around. We also have, awesome. We do fundraisers for St. Jude all the time.
Right.
We do canned food drives. We do everything that we can to give back, to all those that have given so much to us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So the website for other classes, they can go to karatememphis.com, right?
Yeah.
So to see the list of classes and the
Well, actually,
locations.
we're in the process of getting the schedule up on the website. We're not
Okay.
on there now, but yeah, go to www.karatememphis.com. You can take a look at our programs and things that we have to offer from there. But the best way to kind of just give us a call.
Yeah.
Come in and try a class out.
You know
That's
what?
the
We
biggest
just
deal.
walked in.
That's the coolest part, man.
And there was a
Walk into
schedule
class.
right there at the front desk. There was
Exactly.
someone right there to answer any questions,
Exactly.
and she got to kick a board right
Yeah,
then.
man.
And
So
we
powerful.
still have that board. We
Man.
took pictures. We sent it out to all the relatives.
Right.
She's like, this is so awesome.
It is awesome.
But
It is
thank you
awesome.
so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's
I'm
awesome.
a big advocate for kid fitness, and I'm huge. So it's like when I saw this opportunity for my daughter, not just soccer, dance, all this stuff, because dance, oh my gosh, that's bukus of money.
Oh, man.
If you think
Totally.
$37 a week is expensive, try dance.
I know, right? Totally.
$50 is just the skirt. You have like 5 of them.
It scares me, it really.
Right, it does. Yeah. But I'm glad that Trinity really enjoyed your class and that you're able to come on today.
Thanks for having me. Just like you said, thank you for what I do, but man, I really appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Anybody who spreads the word about nutrition and well-being and wellness, that's what it is, man. Because childhood obesity is at an all-time high.
Sure.
1 in 5, 5-year-olds is obese. 1 in 5.
That's scary.
And that freaks me out, man. So anything that we can do, and you're
And
gonna
they think it's okay.
and I think it's okay. All the commercials aren't helping, man. They're advertising all this bad stuff that we shouldn't put in our bodies.
Right.
And any person that can be on the front lines and tell this is what's okay to eat. Please don't eat this anymore. Please work out a little bit every day. Please do whatever you can
The
to
whole
be a better
20
person.
minutes. Yeah.
Man, just whatever you do. So I really appreciate what you're doing. I
Thank
just think
you.
it's an awesome thing.
Thank you so much. Well, this just to focus on a little proverb to remember. Be careful of your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words become your deeds. Be careful of your deeds become your habits. Be careful of your habits become your character. Be careful of your character, the character becomes your destiny. When we come back, Dr. Karen Johnson will join us from University of Tennessee Health and Science Center regarding preventive medicine and the research that they conduct. More from the Everything Wellness Show when we come back.